Hello and welcome to Market Views, a podcast series of Open Business Council and JPFS, where we discuss financial and trading news, interviews with key personalities, and engage with our audience. Now, today we have special guest, Martyn Price, the CEO of SGT, and my co-host, Peter Kristensen from JPFS. So SGT is a licensed and regulated broker dealer, helping private and institutional investors like JPFS and their clients invest in the markets. Welcome to Trade Makers, Martyn.
Thank you very much, Hilton.
So, Martyn, tell me, can you explain how to get started trading in the crypto markets versus investing in them, and why is crypto trading so popular at the moment?
Sure. The easiest way to participate is to open an account with a brokerage company like Sterling Gent, SGT Markets. We currently offer 26 CFDs. And we're constantly adding coins on customer demand. The perfect situation is that with a CFD, there's no hassles with wallets, storage. People don't have to worry about that. There's the ability to go short in the market if they feel there's some downside opportunities. We can also offer leverage, which is key to a lot of trading people's perspective. And these are the good sides of the abilities to trade via SGT in the crypto space. When we look at investing, we always look at it more from a perspective of a buy and hold. Now, with a CFD, there is a overnight charge. So that is something that a client has to be taken into account. And unless, the people that are investing are participating in one of our fractionalized crypto strategies, then, they don't have to worry about that because a third-party manager is taking that into account. The second part, Hilton, as to why is it popular? It's a new asset class, or relatively new. It's in vogue. The markets are structured in exactly the same way as other instruments, so people can participate. There's not an awful lot of learning when it comes to a CFD. There's a bid, there's an offer, there's a spread. People can do analysis, fundamental, technical. They can connect to us via fixed API for the more professional end guys, and they can also connect to us via our platforms in order to participate using a GUI. So from that perspective, it's very similar to other traded markets. And I think, with the volatilities we've seen in the past, while volatility can be negative, it can also give lots of opportunities to traders. So I think in a nutshell, that's pretty much why you've got a lot of people looking at that market space.
So just for the sake of our investors and viewers, a CFD is a contract for difference, and that contract references a particular cryptocurrency. Is that correct?
That is correct, yes. Yes.
So you're not actually investing directly in the instrument itself?
That's it. No, you're participating in price movement, but you haven't got to, as I said, you haven't got to worry about the storage commitment and figuring out how to hold those in a wallet.
That's a very important aspect, because of holding multiple currencies in multiple wallets and across multiple exchanges is very challenging for a myriad of investors.
Correct. I mean, there's a lot of knowledge that needs to be obtained by a potential investor in order to do that. We're not saying that's a bad thing, but if you're a trader, then to participate through CFDs is a very easy way to participate.
Excellent. So, Peter, the crypto market is a volatile one. And does this make it more or less attractive for an investor to trade in cryptos?
Yeah. What can I say? It is volatile. It's more volatile than other markets. Sometimes it's not that volatile, but most of the time it is very volatile. But volatility gives opportunities. And what's not to like about opportunities in the investment market? Again, so Martyn was saying, when we're talking investment and trading, it's two different things. Trading is short-term on this, investment is long-term. we wouldn't recommend to use CFDs long term because the financing cost can be a bit high, and especially since end of April, we've seen that the interest rates has actually gone up. So the financing cost has actually been quite high lately, and where it's going, don't know at the moment, but I wouldn't be surprised if it's not going just a bit higher than what it is today, due to certain uncertainties. The volatility also, if we look at what the SEC is doing towards Binance and Coinbase today as well, we can see the Bitcoin has actually gone down quite a bit. That also, the uncertainties within the market, especially on the US market, creates the volatility a bit higher at the moment. But again, it's more or less like many marriages. It is a bit volatile sometimes. And what's not to like? It simply just gives a lot more opportunities. As Martin was saying, just watch out for the leverage. Leverage is a good thing, but you got to be controlled, right? So with the volatility this high, you don't need that high leverage in the market, which we definitely do not recommend.
Absolutely. So does the leverage come via the actual CFD itself?
Yeah, that is via the CFDs. It is easier to have leverage on the CFDs. We only use 1 to 5. Mostly also it's because we do like to protect the traders and the investors. At the same time, you can go short and you could go long. On the CFDs, very, very simple.
Okay, thank you for that. And in terms of Martin, how can new traders or traders who are starting to get into the crypto market make the most of the crypto markets without effectively making mistakes and losing their shares?
As Peter was saying about volatility, I mean, that's the one extreme we've seen in the crypto space. But unlike, or like the other markets, the technicals, the fundamentals still hold. The key really, I think, to any new participant is have a plan, trade that plan, and look at the risk management. Don't swing from the rafters, trying to, double your money. It's no different to trading currencies, equities, commodities. And as I said before, there's a lot of similarities in the ways they trade. So if someone has experience of trading other products, utilize that skill set, that experience, translate that into your strategy. Paper trade beforehand, maybe get comfortable times of days when markets move. Remember, this is a 24/7 market, so people might not be used to market movements on a Saturday and Sunday, of course. You do get some good movement over the weekend. So someone who has a position on a Friday might be quite surprised Sunday night open when it's moved. I'd participate, with stop loss. We hear this all the time from, oh my God, I put a stop in, I got taken out at the top of the bottom. That's the purpose of it, right? To protect your capital. No one's going to be right all the time. The best traders in the world trade with stops. Follow those recommendations, and I think you stand a chance of making some money.
So be disciplined and be awake, basically.
Yeah, I mean, discipline is key. I mean, that goes for trading in any markets at all. But you can get very, very quick moves. In these, a 5-10% move is not unheard of in a day, and sometimes that can happen in an hour. So have your stops in place. Always protect your capital. I mean, that I think is key, and having a risk management strategy. Not putting a position on with no ideas where you're going to get out, whether it's on the upside with the profit potential or on stop losses. Risk a certain amount of capital. Be very conscious of that.
So how many of the cryptocurrencies are covered by the CFDs within SGT?
We currently have 26 that we price. And as I said before, we're constantly adding based on customer demand. We have most of the bigger coins. But if someone has a particular need, and we can get that via our liquidity providers, then we're more than happy to add that for the clients.
Mm-hmm. So it's the usual suspects from Bitcoin all the way through Ether down to
Correct. Plus we'll quote those in BTC, euro against the yen, sterling.
Okay.
And also we can offer crosses, BTC against Ethereum, etc.
So that's very, very, very interesting. And the spreads between buying and selling,
with regards to
the CFDs.
Yeah, I mean, we're pricing them as tight as we can. We have some very good liquidity. It's deep liquidity for the professional end of the market. The more retail end is not going to have to worry about, buying and selling the amounts that they want to. But that is one of the questions we have from the professional end of the market. What's our liquidity like? They use terms like top of book. What is on the bid and the offer at the best available price? Can they sweep prices? All these different aspects, but that really pertains to the more professional end of the market, that we can help and work with those clients to structure accordingly.
So are the orders taken verbally, or are they taken directly off the platform?
No, it's all from a platform. It's all electronic, and I said there's two main connectivity routes. One is via fixed API. That is usually the more professional end of the market that has an algo trading strategy, black box type scenario. And then we offer it via MetaQuote's MT4, MT5, which is effectively the GUI. People are placing orders, and but we don't offer telephone trading.
Okay.
Yeah.
So Peter,
telephone support if there's an issue.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
But no, we're not designed, and I think you find that in this space right now. Very few people. It is something that if there was a particularly large order that a professional client needed to execute, then we would obviously accommodate. But it's not the norm.
And Peter, can you explain how traders can effectively go long, and at the same time, the way in which they can actually start shorting cryptos in terms of the different strategies?
Yeah, not to repeat what Martin was saying, but it's just like trading currencies. You go short by selling something you don't have, or that's in a way things in a nutshell. It's really not that difficult. One thing is, got to watch out going short, because the sky is the limit if something suddenly happens. Going long, it can only go to zero. I know if it's Bitcoin, it can go down 25,500 now. But there is certain risk parameters that you need to watch out when you're actually doing these, when you're trading on the CFDs, and especially on cryptos. Some news can actually suddenly move one of the coins 5, 6, 7, 10, 20% because there's something going on. We've seen that with Dogecoin. When Elon was actually out saying something, suddenly it went from from 8 to 12 within a day. It just went really fast. But if you're short, it could have gone to 20, and you totally wiped out if you have too much leverage. It's also coming back to the volatility. With the volatility, you don't need that high leverage, and we don't recommend it one bit. On the contrary, it's very much on capital preservation as well, and trade nice and easy. Have your strategy, but going long and short is just like trading currencies.
Exactly. So where would traders get some level of information in terms of different types of trading cryptocurrency strategies?
You can have your own strategy. I would, before starting, always define your goals, the risk tolerance. What would you like in maximum risk, and say, okay, that's it. I need to change the strategy. We've seen some traders adapting some of the strategies into the crypto strategies, and very often it fails because crypto is a different monster to trade. You need to adapt those strategies to crypto, but in a special way, because of the movement is much higher than other markets.
And Martin, what would you advise traders to do in terms of starting and looking at cryptocurrencies?
As I said before, Hilton, probably one of the easiest ways is to open an account with SGT. We do offer a demo environment where people can apply, get an account, they can pay for trade their strategies. Once they then feel comfortable, they can move on to funding the live account and putting those strategies into to real-time use. Again, I think the most important part of any of what we've discussed is having a plan and a risk management strategy, applying stop losses, that's, I think, key to any trading, not just crypto.
Thank you very much, Martyn and Peter, for a very interesting introduction to crypto trading via SGT. And we very much look forward to our next regular podcast on market views. So follow us on jpfs.com and openbusinesscouncil.org. And please engage with us on these links below, and as well as on LinkedIn and Twitter. And do send us questions for our next episode. So goodbye, and thanks for watching TradeMate.